Imagine you're walking alone in a dense rainforest. The mist surrounds you. The sound of raindrops echoes around, and the air is thick with mystery. Suddenly, you spot something small glinting beneath a leaf. Something that looks like a gemstone, glowing with a golden yellow shine in the dark. You lean in closer, thinking, "Wow, is that a frog?" It looks stunning, but what you don't know is that this tiny creature no bigger than the tip of your finger can kill you, without even touching you. Yes, you heard that right. This frog can kill 10 people in an instant without a sound, without a move. But how? And why? And where does it live? How did such a beautiful creature become one of nature's deadliest killers? All of that and more in today's episode about one of the most dangerous beings in the wild. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an adventure. The frog we're talking about today isn't just any frog. Its scientific name is Philobades terribilis, and that name is no coincidence. Terribilis in Latin means the terrible, and it couldn't be more accurate. Scientists call it the golden poison dart frog, and that bright golden color isn't just for show. It's a bold warning to anything or anyone that dares come close. This creature lives in a very tiny region, a small patch of land along Colombia's western coast, deep in the Choco rainforest, one of the most humid places on Earth. The area is almost completely cut off from the rest of the world, and that's why this frog can only be found here in this hidden paradise, wrapped in silent danger. Now imagine this. The entire frog is no more than 5 centimeters long. That's smaller than a lighter. And yet, inside its body is enough poison to kill more than 10 human beings. That makes it the most poisonous creature on the planet, based on toxin concentration. And here's the craziest part. This frog doesn't bite. It doesn't attack. It doesn't inject venom. All it does is sit there. And every inch of its skin is a lethal trap. Now, let's talk about the frog's real weapon, the poison. The entire surface of its body is coated in a deadly compound known as batrachotoxin, one of the most powerful neurotoxins ever discovered by humans. But don't confuse it with snake or scorpion venom. This is something entirely different. Here's what happens. The toxin can enter the body through a simple scratch, or just by touching the skin. And once it's in, it goes straight for your nervous system. The same system that connects your brain to every part of your body gets completely shut down. Literally. The electrical signals that tell your muscles to move? Gone. Victims start to feel a tingling sensation, then complete paralysis. Soon after, the respiratory system shuts down. No oxygen reaches the heart, and within minutes, total failure. But the worst part is, to this day, scientists have found no effective antidote to batrachotoxin. That's right, no serum, no cure. If you're exposed, all you can do is pray. This frog isn't just a killer. It walks through the wild carrying the most powerful chemical weapon nature has ever created. This fact alone might make you see the golden dart frog in a whole new light. Because here's the twist. The golden poison dart frog? It's not born poisonous at all. It acquires its deadly toxin from its diet. Its body is like a complex machine capable of turning specific foods into a lethal weapon. In the wild, this frog feeds on incredibly rare species of ants and beetles. Insects packed with toxic chemical compounds. These compounds, like tiny chemical bombs, enter the frog's body, and its biology transforms them into the deadly batrachotoxin. That's right, the frog doesn't make the poison itself. It collects raw toxins from nature and refines them. And this reveals a fascinating secret. Golden dart frogs raised in captivity in zoos or research labs are completely harmless. Why? Because their diet is different. They don't eat the same toxic ants and beetles found in the rainforest, So, just imagine the same creature. Deadly killer in the wild, but almost an ordinary frog in captivity. And this gives us a brilliant glimpse into the relationship between creatures and their environment. The frog isn't just influenced by its surroundings, it is transformed by them. This frog wasn't just a source of fear in the natural world. It was also a weapon of terror in war and hunting. The indigenous tribes of Colombia were incredibly clever in how they used the frog's toxin. They understood its power both on the battlefield and in the jungle. With extreme caution, they would capture the frog knowing full well it could become a deadly weapon at any moment. Then, they'd take the tips of their wooden darts and gently rub them along the frog's skin, allowing the poison to coat the arrowheads. After that, they'd head out into the dark rainforest to hunt. These poison-tipped darts had extraordinary power. Any animal struck by one dropped instantly, its organs shutting down in mere minutes. The toxin caused immediate paralysis, followed by respiratory failure and death. It was as if the prey had been killed from a distance. That's why this frog had a strange name. It was known among the indigenous people as the dart frog. The name comes from the darts they dipped in its poison, and used to hunt with incredible skill and bravery. And after that, the frog became more than just a creature of the forest. It became a part of the heritage and culture of people who used its poison in battle and hunting in ways that were anything but ordinary. Despite the deadly poison running through its body, this frog doesn't attack anyone. It's not a predator, and it doesn't hunt for prey in the jungle. And it certainly doesn't use its toxin to kill, quite the opposite. The poison is purely a defensive weapon. This frog doesn't chase, doesn't strike, doesn't seek out targets. But if predators like snakes or birds ever think about coming too close, that poison becomes a clear warning. And if a predator dares to eat it, the toxin on its skin can kill in seconds. A defense like no other. This frog isn't a killer by intent, but its very existence is a symbol of deadly silence. A tiny creature, no larger than a fingertip, yet armed with a terrifying weapon of protection. And that's what makes it truly unique. A symbol of resilience, of silent defense, but one that's absolutely lethal. But despite all the danger this frog carries, the harsh truth is it's endangered. The rainforests it calls home are being destroyed day by day. Deforestation, human activity, urban expansion, all of it is threatening its fragile natural habitat. And these frogs aren't just threatened by deforestation. Many are also captured and sold as exotic pets. But here's the bigger issue. When the frog is removed from its natural environment, its poison often fades or disappears completely. Still, it remains dangerous to humans because even brief contact between its skin and ours can cause serious harm. But the real tragedy is this. This frog isn't just threatened by nature. It's threatened by us. How can we become a part of nature? And how can we help preserve creatures like this? It's a question we must all consider, because the loss of this frog could be the beginning of losing a huge part of the biodiversity that we rely on in our daily lives. In reality, this frog is threatened with extinction in some areas due to the destruction of its natural habitat. If we don't stop this destruction, this frog could vanish from the face of the earth in the near future. Scientists say that the venom from just one of these frogs could kill 20,000 rats. And this isn't just a random number. It means that if you let this frog feed freely, it could wipe out an entire army of rodents. There are about 170 species of dart frogs around the world. But the golden dart frog is by far the deadliest, and it's the only one with the highest concentration of poison in its skin. Now, here's a question. Are there any creatures that can overcome this poison? The answer is yes. Despite the lethal poison of the golden dart frog, capable of killing 10 people at once, There are other creatures that are completely immune to it. One of them is the golden-bellied snake. This snake has a natural immunity to the frog's venom, and it can hunt and devour the frog without being affected at all. In simple terms, the very creature that every other animal fears to touch. The golden-bellied snake can eat it like nothing happened. And then we have some species of birds, like the caracara birds. These are predatory birds found in tropical forests, and they eat toxic frogs. They can tolerate the poison, or their bodies are able to handle it. And there are also certain types of insects, like a specific kind of ant. This particular ant is actually eaten by the frog to help build its poison. The ant contains toxic substances, but its body is adapted to them, which is why it doesn't get affected by the internal venom that accumulates in the frog's system. Frogs, in general, including the golden poison dart frog, don't carry their young like mammals do. Frogs lay eggs, where the female deposits the eggs, and the male fertilizes them externally. The male starts making distinctive sounds, like a specific croak, to attract a female. When the female arrives, the male climbs onto her back and encourages her to lay her eggs. The female lays a small cluster of eggs, usually between 10 to 20 eggs, often in a very damp place, like a large leaf or wet ground. The male stays close to the eggs and sometimes moistens them with water from his body. After about 10 days of laying the eggs hatch and out come the tadpoles. But not full frogs. They emerge as tadpoles. No legs and still have a long tail. Tadpoles need a watery environment to live, which is why one or both parents sometimes carry the tadpoles on their backs and transport them to small water pools or rainwater puddles on tree leaves. Tadpoles prefer to live in water for a while, feeding on algae and organic matter until they grow bigger. After about 6 to 10 weeks, the tadpole begins to transform into a small frog. It starts to grow hind legs. Then front legs appear. Its tail begins to gradually disappear. Eventually, it turns into a full frog, though still very small in size. As they grow a bit larger, they move on to land, but they're not toxic yet. The poison only comes later, when they start eating their natural food in the jungle, whether it's ants or toxic beetles, for instance. A tiny creature, beautiful in color, but with deadly power. The golden poison dart frog reminds us that in nature, size isn't everything. Poison can wear the face of innocence. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any new content. And let me know in the comments. If you saw this frog in front of you, what would you do? I'm waiting for your response. Goodbye.